Hey everyone, it's me, Julio from Golden Goose Productions, and I'm here to talk about another episode of Behind the Videos. Now, this is sort of a new series where I talk about the making of certain videos in the past for a few reasons. The first is that, it's just a way to really personalize the channel, make you know that I'm like an actual human being who has thoughts, and, there's a method behind the madness. And the second thing is because the channel was unfortunately demonetized for reused content, so I need to, have a way to explain to YouTube about the creative process, the merits of the video, and the transformative features of it all. So today's video, we're going to be talking about probably one of my favorites. We're going to be talking about variations on a doof. Now, despite the fact that it's what I would consider a sequel to the previous video, which you can watch me talk about the video in the previous video, is that, unfortunately, this one did not really hit it off. It was not that popular. It only got about 3,000 views, which is okay. Like, I'll take it, but it's like, for the amount of care I put into this, it's not a whole lot. And this one is probably like a lot more structured than the previous video. So the song Variations on a Cloud is sort of a sequel to the song Rule of Everything. And by sequel, I mean there's a motif towards the end of the song where it goes, do you like how I walk? Do you like how I talk? Which is, that's the song Tally Hall, making a callback to their previous song. Well, actually, it wasn't Tally Hall. It was one of the members of Tally Hall making a song that had a callback to the previous work in Tally Hall. Anyway, this time around, I wanted to make a sequel whilst including the song, because obviously the Rule of Everything video was a viral hit, and this song, Variations on a Cloud, had a motif of that song, so it only made sense. So I had to brainstorm what I wanted for this video. I didn't want it to be the exact same thing. I wanted to tell a different story this time. This time around, I wanted it to be a conversation, basically, between the two characters of Dan Povenmire and Swampy Marsh's shows, Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy's Law. And the big difference is that Phineas and Ferb is a big pop culture phenomenon. It's changed the lives of many people. It's in the cultural zeitgeist. It's probably going to go down as iconic as SpongeBob or The Simpsons. Whereas something like Milo Murphy's Law, unfortunately, it's very forgotten. It's sort of spin-off, and it could never really shake off that reputation, so it was never really that popular. A lot of people say it's nowhere near as funny, it's nowhere near as iconic as Phineas and Ferb was, and it got canceled after 2 seasons and never got that much attention, I don't think. So I wanted this video, Variations on a Cloud, is sort of a conversation between two people, and I wanted the two people to be these two icons, Phineas Flynn and Milo Murphy. They're just kind of talking to each other, discussing why are you more popular. The lyrics of the song are "Miracle Worker, I saw you begin it." Because, well, first of all, Phineas, he's a miracle worker. He can build whatever he wants, and he's asking, I saw you begin this trend. Like, how come I can't live up to you? And so, the song goes, both of us see a cloud or whatever they want to be, etc., etc., etc. There's a little bit of magic that's in the world. It's sort of like the magic of these shows and how they affected my childhood and a lot of other people's childhoods. The difference in magic is that Phineas, they're very creative. Phineas and Ferb, actually both of them, they can create crazy gadgets and gizmos and buildings and all these things, whereas Milo Murphy, his gimmick is that he destroys everything. He's very destructive. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And so it's sort of, I guess, symbolizing how their shows are, whereas Phineas and Ferb created this empire. Milo Murphy, I wouldn't say he destroyed it, but the show didn't end up doing that well, basically. So the song continues off of, the way I wanted to do it was I wanted this video to be like, similar to how the Doofenshmirtz video had like a short form of that meme segment, followed by a full music video. I wanted this to be the short segment that eventually led to a big music video. That never happened, unfortunately. So there's a bit of, it's a bit odd to say, but that's really the intention, is having a split screen, because, these characters, I can only use clips that already exist, and unfortunately the show did not really have that many moments of Phineas and Milo talking to each other, so I just split the screen up, and while the two singers are saying the differing lyrics, I've made half it go to Phineas and half it go to Milo, and whereas Phineas's lines, they start off from the top, Milo's lines start off from the bottom, so when they say their lyrics, it's like boop, 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 so it never really matches up, and that's sort of how I would describe it, as them not seeing eye to eye. So one of my best parts was probably, and I mean, it's a short video, but I put that we make ourselves castles every time we're around is just sort of indicative of how whenever Phineas and Ferb are there, the world really changes. It's sort of like you're reminded of this more positive cartoon that in this world of more negative, dark, story-driven, mean-spirited shows, like Phineas and Ferb really stands out as one that was always nice, always funny, and just, the creators intended it to be a very happy time, and I wanted to make that more apparent. So it's really just, does it even matter to me? Milo's like, look, you have all this, well, how come I can't get this? And so similar to how in the previous video, there was a short scene where it's like literally the last scene you see of Doofenshmirtz. I also included the very last scene you see of Milo that currently exists to this day, where his spaceship crashes. The show got canceled after that. We don't know that for sure, but it's safe to say that it's probably not happening. There's no season 3 happening of that show. I wanted to include that. Doesn't even matter to him. Like, the show ended on a cliffhanger that, for all I know, will never be resolved. It's like, and I believe I included a tweet as well of Dan Povenmire saying, show's probably not getting a season 3. So it's very, like, existential, where the characters are wondering, will I continue? Will the show go on? Is there a future for me? Am I going to be remembered as you are, Phineas? And then, as the two singers are singing, there's a third singer, that being Doofenshmirtz, with a whole "Do you like how I walk? Do you like how I talk?" motif. And I was very proud about that, actually. because it's sort of like, this was only a few months. This was around May, I think, only a few months after the initial video, and I already was like making a callback to that video where the first two scenes, Do You Like How I Walk and Do You Like How I Talk, are the same, but because the lyrics are different, I would incorporate different clips. And I was very happy because these were sort of like inversions. Like there was the slow, creepy pan. Do you like how I walk? Do you like how I talk? Do you like how my face disintegrates into chalk? As I said previously, do you like how my face disintegrates into chalk? Always has like a creepy, like pan over to an image, right? A very spooky image. And I emulated that kind of with because there was no chalk line. It was, do you like how my face started to tick like a clock? And I zoomed into the time ape with the face of the clock. Right, I was very happy about that. And the lyrics are very similar, and I guess the tempo is pretty much the same. So by keeping that Doof insurance, it was really like a callback to the previous video. It was like, hey, guys, this video still exists. Like, Doof is still the ruler of everything in this alternate universe. Eventually, the song just revolves around, and this is what I was really happy for. It goes to a part where they say, we keep on coming back and coming back, and it's sort of like optimism for the fact that this show has lived on through many people. Like, many people have made things for parodies, or even musicals, or in my case, music videos, kind of. And, to tell you the truth, it's a very different style of fan content. You have the fan art, you have the fan fictions, but like to make actual like parodies and content and just all this confirmation, it's sort of like Phineas Flynn will never really die. It went off the air. Okay, it aired in 2007, and it went off the air. It had its series finale in 2015, and yet 7 years later, here we are. We're still paying our respects to such a brilliant show that has really changed a lot of people's lives. And I think, in the grand scheme of things, that's sort of what I wanted to go for. That's sort of what the song Variations on a Cloud is trying to represent. It's that Tally Hall is done in that song. That band, they split up years ago. But people want them to come back and keep on coming back and coming back and coming back. And that's sort of the vibes I wanted to give, is that even though these shows finish, their legacies live on. So I guess it was more existential. It was more focused on the sort of message that I wanted to give. Ruler of Everything, the Doofenshmirtz one, that's more of a character study on the character of Dr. Doofenshmirtz. This one is more like a commentary on how life is existential, and you don't know how long you have. So I was very happy with it, especially for such a meme. Like, I feel like this expanded and evolved the meme format that I previously discussed, the Ruler of Everything meme, into something much more nuanced. Similar to the previous video, this one took, I'd say, like 10 hours. Like, I had to, manually write out the impact font, I split the screen, I had to learn all these tricks. Like, I did not know how to do that initially. I had to find out the perfect balance, and even then, it's still not super great between the split screen, that is. It was a lot more work for this one than the last one. I also was not really that knowledgeable of Milo Murphy's law, so I had to do a lot more research into looking at all the scenes. I would go on the wiki, I would type out, okay, I need a scene where, he's sleeping, I need a scene where he's on top of a fence, I need a scene where there's a bear chasing after him. Right, I had to look up these scenes, and I remember that part alone maybe took like 4 or 5 hours. Like, I was on that for a very long time. This video was quite a while in the making. I'd say the previous video I did in about, it was long stretches for maybe like 3 or 4 days. This one was over the course of, I think, 2 weeks. And as I said, I planned to do the full thing, but it never really came to fruition, and it probably never will, unfortunately. But I don't know. I think like in terms of these kinds of videos, the fan music videos, concepts, this is probably my favorite, just because it's so deep. It's a lot more deep than just normal character study. Which the other two videos they're just character studies. This one is more so just like, what am I in the universe, Phineas? Like me, Milo Murphy's the show, Milo Murphy's Law. What am I? Okay, Disney did not like me. The fans, like, not so many of them saw me. It's like, if I can't follow in your footsteps, I'm nothing. So yeah, that's my commentary and variations on the Doof. Probably one of my favorite videos on the channel, and it was a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun making it. So thanks for watching. Please check out the previous episodes and the next episode of Behind the Videos. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So see you guys next time.